Welcome back to Peace and Harmony Design. I'd love to thank my subscribers, and for those of you that are new to my channel, my name's Deb. I'm in Australia and I'm an energy healer, predominantly in Reiki, crystals and sound. And in today's video, I would love to share my knowledge of how to make crystal elixirs and why they are so very powerful. I have shared in my very first video that we are all energy, everything on this planet is energy, and that energy is transferable and at a very great distance. So, with regard to elixirs, I am of the belief that you should not place crystals in water to then consume. And I'll tell you why. A long time ago, I met a gemologist who, for a living, digs up crystals and cleans them up and sells them. And he overheard me mentioning that I was drinking noble shungite crystal elixirs and that I was putting the crystals in the water. So he at length explained to me why you should never do that. He explained that when people like himself dig up crystals, they actually wash the crystals in acid to clean them up. And therefore, if you put those crystals in your elixir to drink, the acid could be leaching out into the water. So that is why you should never put crystals into the water to make an elixir that you're going to consume. Okay, I have 3 real-life stories, success stories, about why crystals and elixirs are so very powerful. In my family, we have a ginger cat called Luna, and she's going on to approximately 14 years of age now. I noticed over a couple of days some very odd behaviour from her. So she would take a couple of steps and then spin around in circles, and then another couple of steps and spin around in circles. She was obviously distressed by whatever was going on with her. So my son raced her off to the vet in the hope that they would discover what was going on with her. Lo and behold, they could not figure out what was wrong with Luna. So when my son came back from the vet and told me that, they didn't want to do any sort of exploratory surgery because of her age and not knowing what was going on with her. So I then contacted my spirit guides and I asked them if they knew, and of course they did. They told me that she'd had a mini stroke. So that was a bit of a shock because a stroke is pretty serious. And I asked them, were there crystals that they could suggest so I could make an elixir for her to use in her drinking water? And of course there was. I can't put any animal really up on my healing bed and lay crystals on them, but I knew that elixirs would be the way to go. And fortunately for me, the spirit world told me that I needed to use as one crystal amethyst, along with jet, which is a very lightweight crystal, and a crystal that I didn't have but I raced out and purchased it, and blue calcite. Now the way to make an elixir is you can line those 3 crystals up, which I did, but then you must have a clear quartz, and it can only be clear quartz, a point, which is directional. And clear quartz is a master healer and amplifier. So I lined up the 3 crystals that I've just shown you with this at the tail end of it, and I first of all had cleansed it. In my first video, how to get the most out of your crystals, I've explained at length how you do the following process. But one quick way of cleansing crystals is using a selenite bowl, plate or slab. And selenite cleanses and charges crystals simultaneously, which is very handy. But if you don't have a selenite bowl, you can cleanse crystals as per my first video. Then you must charge them up, which you can use a selenite bowl or put them in the full moon. The next step is you must wake the crystals up. You must ask, because we're in a free will planet, you must ask for help. So you must ask them to wake up. So I just simply clap 3 times over the crystals to wake them up. Then you must program them, which is setting the intent for what you want the crystals to do. So I blow using my soul breath, I call it, over the crystals in the direction of a glass bottle filled with, I prefer filtered water. You can use tap if you like, but I prefer filtered water. Now, the vessel that you're making your elixir in must be glass, and it must be clear glass. So the crystals are lined up in front of that bottle with the clear quartz point at the tail end, and I blow 3 times with my breath, and I'll demonstrate this later, and ask that the crystals are infused into that filtered water bottle. Then the water bottle must be put out in the moon. It doesn't have to be a full moon, but power to you if you've got a full moon when you're doing it. It will amplify it even more. You put it out in the full moon, but Spirit said to me I had to leave the water bottle out in the moon, just the moonlight, for 3 consecutive nights. So it could really be infused with the beautiful feminine healing energy of the moon. So I did that. So of course it was 4 days later before I could give Luna the elixir. Well, I'd say that within 5 days I could see an improvement. She was feeling a lot better. Within a week and a half, she stopped spinning. She stopped spinning. So what did that mean to me? The crystals had healed whatever was going on in her brain of that mini stroke. How grateful am I and was I for, firstly, the benefits of crystals, for the help from Spirit. And you must ask, by the way, if you ask Spirit, they will help you. But you must ask for help, again, because we're in a country, a planet of free will. And then I was grateful to myself for being an energy healer and understanding just how powerful and magnificent crystals are to help heal everybody, every soul, because animals are souls. So I then kept making the elixir for Luna, and she has never gone back to the way she was prior to the elixirs. So very grateful. With myself, for example, I ended up couple of years ago now with a very rare autoimmune disease of my gut. So even though I knew I had to take Western medicine, so I was on a particular drug, I believed that I could enhance that and speed up the process, the healing process, by making a crystal elixir for myself. So I looked up which crystal would benefit me the most, and it turned out to be green fluorite. Now, green and blue crystals are very, very healing. So I did the same process. I lined up the green fluorite against a bottle of filtered water in a glass bottle, directed it with my clear quartz point, and made the elixir for myself. Now, I was also told by Spirit that for my condition, I only needed to leave it out in the moonlight one night. So my ritual became every morning I would make a new bottle, place it out in the sunlight and the moonlight, and repeat that process daily. Or you can do what I did with Luna's water. I put 3 bottles in a row. The energy was directed through the 3 of those bottles. Now, you only have to leave the crystals in place for about 5 minutes, but you can leave it longer if you wish. And I know 100% that I sped up the process of healing my gut. Now, I have a third story where I have a friend who went into hospital for a triple heart bypass. And as you can imagine, or you may not know, they're under general anaesthetic for 4, maybe 5 hours. And when he came out, he was exhausted. So I researched which crystals, and I won't go into those crystals now, but I bought about 5, maybe 6 crystals, and I bought a glass bottle and a clear quartz point, and I also bought him a piece of selenite to cleanse and charge his crystals on. And I set off over to his place and I demonstrated to him and wrote notes on how to make the crystal elixir. Well, he reported back to me after, let's say, a week, that he felt much better. He had more energy. He felt better than his original self before the triple heart bypass. So they are my 3 personal success stories, which I love to share because it is from my own personal experiences that I have seen the results of just how powerful elixirs are. Now, because we are, and animals are, mainly made up of water, elixirs are so beneficial they heal you from the inside out. It's more powerful, faster acting than something that's topical. So what I then do with my elixirs is, because it's not convenient for me to carry a glass bottle, or I might break the bottle, I then put it into a BPA-free drink bottle. This has got a Barocca for BB Bounce for my vitality and energy. And I have my crystal elixir in this bottle. I then take it to a further step. And this is a gorgeous 7 chakra balance bracelet, a 7 chakra balance bracelet. Now, what I do is, after I've made my elixir, I've cleansed this, I've woken it up. My programming of this is 3 breaths. I ask you to please open, heal, balance, align, and activate my 7 main chakras while I drink my moon water. It doesn't have to be a moon water that has elixirs infused into it. that it has crystals infused into the elixir. It can simply be moon water. And then I place the chakra healing, balancing bracelet around my drink bottle and go about my day. And Bob's your uncle. I'm healing as I sip my water. I think it's pretty amazing, don't you? So now, in the next part of the video, I will demonstrate step by step how you can make your own crystal elixirs to help heal yourself. Pretty exciting, don't you think? I think so. So here we have a clear glass water bottle, and I prefer to fill it with filtered water. It's your choice, but I prefer filtered water. Now, for example, a chakra that's not often spoken about is your Earth Star chakra, which is below your feet. A crystal that is perfect for healing and connecting with your Earth Star chakra is this magnificent iron pyrite. Now, you could start with your Earth Star chakra and over time work on a chakra, which I will now explain to you one by one what they are and my preferred crystal. They are not the only crystals. You can Google which crystals are great for each of the chakras I mentioned, but these are my go-to. So I like to share things from my own personal experience. So with the iron pyrite that's been cleansed, they're both been cleansed, all the crystals have been cleansed, they've been charged either in the moonlight, full moon in particular, or using a selenite bowl, plate or slab. You wake them up. Now comes the intent, the programming of what you want the crystal to do for you. So I simply blow on the crystal in the direction of the bottle 3 times, and I ask for this clear quartz, which is a master healer and amplifier, to please infuse this iron pyrite, the properties of this iron pyrite crystal, into my filtered water. And you only have to leave it there for 5 minutes. You can leave it there for longer if you like. Then you pop this bottle out in the moonlight for the night and then drink it the next day. Now you can have multiple bottles of water on the go. You can put another bottle of water behind this and another one behind it, because like I said before, energy is transferable and at great distance and through most things. Okay, so that is for your Earth Star chakra. And also you can research the other properties of iron pyrite and see if that's where you want to go first. Take the iron pyrite away and we go to the base chakra. My go-to crystal for the base chakra, because the base chakra is red, is this gorgeous red jasper. Now you don't have to use pyramids like I do, but I'm very connected with the ancient Egyptians, so that's what I choose. You can just get a tumble. You do the same process. You put a bottle of water with the red jasper, with the clear quartz point, and you ask, after you've gone through all the steps that I've previously described, you ask for that clear quartz point to infuse the properties of the red jasper for the purpose of your base chakra into the water. Going up to the next chakra, you can use, which is the sacral, which is at your hips. You can use carnelian or any orange crystal. Again, I say Google the properties of each crystal, but in their right colour sequence for each chakra, and see which one resonates with you for what you believe you need the most. Again, you do the same. The sacral chakra is between your hips. Then, for your solar plexus chakra, which is in the middle of your rib cage, it is a yellow crystal. Now, this is a yellowy orange crystal, which is a beautiful crystal, sunstone. It's the crystal of joy. Who doesn't want joy in their life? I love to use sunstone, but you can use any yellow crystal. You can use citrine. You can use honey calcite. Again, Google the properties of the crystals in the colour associated with your chakra and see which crystal you need the most, and infuse that for your solar plexus chakra. This is something I would build up over weeks. Try perhaps a week of working with your earth star chakra, a week of working with your base chakra, which is at your tailbone. The next week, working with your sacral chakra at your hips. The next, your solar plexus chakra. Then going up the body, we have the heart chakra, which is green and or pink crystals. So unakite, look at this beauty. Unakite is green and pink, and it is my go-to crystal for the heart chakra. Or you can use beautiful rose quartz, either or even both. Why not? Because we have a high heart chakra, but I won't go there just yet. But you could put both of those together. Again, the same process. Infuse those crystals into your water. Try it out for a week. For your heart chakra, then if you believe that you need to clear your throat chakra, it's blue in colour, the throat chakra, and you can go blue calcite, which is what I used before for the cat. But my go-to for communication, clearing the throat chakra, is beautiful sodalite. Again, next week, try using the sodalite as your elixir. And going up further, we have for the third eye chakra, which is indigo in colour. Look at this magnificent darling. This is lapis lazuli. It has beautiful flecks and stripes of gold throughout it. It can sometimes be a little bit confused with sodalite, but the difference is this has the gold flecks. Okay, so that's for your third eye chakra, which is between your eyebrows. Try that the next week, and then I'll just go to the last one that I'll talk about at the moment, which is your crown chakra. Now you can use either amethyst or you can use clear quartz. Now look at this beautiful, I love my crystals. Look at this beautiful clear quartz. Isn't it magnificent? You can either use amethyst or clear quartz. Now, because this is a clear quartz point, you would also use a clear quartz tumble or sphere or pyramid. It doesn't matter, but you will have an additional clear quartz with the clear quartz point for your crown chakra. So there you have it. I've gone through eight different chakras that you can try your elixirs on at the moment, one by one. You can go for a month if you need more grounding using the root chakra and the earth star. I would actually do combinations of those two, quite frankly, if you need more grounding into Mother Earth to make you feel more stable on this earth. You can use those two. And you can then gradually build up to the whole 8 crystals that I just showed you. The important thing to remember are the steps. I'm just going to flip this up now, back up to me. The important thing to remember are the steps. The cleansing is ultra important. Waking them up, charging them up, and programming them for what you specifically want them to do. And I can assure you this will help you far more than just meditating alone. Crystals are so powerfully healing. I use them on my body. I drink elixirs every day. And if I've got a particular ailment, I'll flick to another crystal. I ask that my moon water be infused with a crystal chakra bracelet, if you want to do it that way. But to begin with, I would try one by one. I would be interested to know if you notice the difference in the flavour of the water and the difference in flavour from one crystal to another. It's just a matter of experimenting, but be excited like I am, because I'm the proof in the pudding. My cat is the proof in the pudding. My mate is the proof in the pudding. We all accelerated our healing because of crystal elixirs. I mean, we made up predominantly of water. So if you infuse what we're made up of the most with the power and the beauty and the healing abilities of crystals, way to go. Way to go. I'm very excited to be sharing what I've learnt along my journey on Earth with all of you. And I hope that you become excited too when you make your own elixirs and reap from the benefits of them. I will really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel, like my videos. Please experiment and comment on what I've just taught you, and turn on your notification bell, because I plan to upload many more videos. Perhaps you'd like me to upload on a topic that interests you with regard to energy or crystals. Let me know. And if I am privy to that information, I will share it with you. So thank you again, and bye for now.